sitting on things. Again, I don't care about that.
I don't care, but I'm going to tweet it all out. I'm going to tweet out a whole photo set so all of you have to see the things that I have seen. What was the Reddit that the Quartering is obsessed with again? That he got caught with? Forced cream pie. Oh man. Like that would have been awkward had he performed any forced cream pie scenes. The Quartering would have had no control. I mean, he would have had to watch all of the videos for research, of course. Okay, hold on. Sorry, I know that was a little abrupt. I gotta speed through this because I got a lot of talking to do about this this event in history. This is a very big thing that's happened. I would say this is most likely the largest battle of conservative figures and pundits on a massive scale that we have seen in 2021, and it's coming right at the tail end of the year. We are in the midst of Jack Murphy Gate. Gonna give you a quick recap so we can jump right into it, okay, because it involves a lot of people. We are going to see a couple different factions. There is, of course, in one corner, we have Jack Murphy and Tim Pool. And in the other corner, we have the Quartering, Geeks and Gamers, the Blaze, some of the Blaze hosts, all of them feuding at each other. If you don't know who Jack Murphy is someone who used to write a handful of blogs, eventually found his niche in writing a self-help guide for men. It's mostly about grip strength. It's got a lot of talk about grip, like men have lost their grip strength, so you got to work out. Really got to. Anyways, it's quite expensive. You got to pay a bunch of money. We made fun of it a couple years ago, and has also become a darling child of the Tim Pool Show. So he's on the Tim Pool Show all the time, getting on that Tim Pool Show, talking about men's rights, talking about how men should be men, talking about how men are men and women are women. We should have the traditional trad wife life. We have to become the best men we can be. All this kind of shit. Tim Pool loves eating it up, and he's been a frequent guest. Now, Jack Murphy appeared on a show on The Blaze, in which a question was asked in the super chat. What about that article you wrote on cucking? Turns out, Jack Murphy, back in the day, was quite open and, let's just say, liberal with his sexual expression in the form of cucking, and would engage in activity where he would allow his wife to have sex with someone they met on Tinder, and he would stay at home. And that was also heavily into the BDSM scene, and that broke conservative brains. Because when they found that out, they now consider him a traitor to the cause. In the same way that some people might think that a leftist is a grifter if they don't do or meet a certain amount of standards, turns out what really pisses off conservatives is actually literally being a cuck. Because you are supposed to be someone who advocates for one man, one woman, in the holy union of marriage, to produce 2.5 children, and you'll have a perfect life, all that kind of shit. That is their jam. So because of all that, they got real mad, which is weird because, like, if you look at all the shit that conservatives are super pissed off about right now, Jack Murphy did such worse articles. Jack Murphy wrote articles about, and content warning, sexual assault. Jack Murphy did articles about how feminists should be raped, but not rape. It's like consensual rape, but this is what will help them, all this weird shit like that. Like all of them just need to get, have some sex and then they won't be feminists anymore. Super yikesy stuff, but that's not what pissed off the conservatives. What everyone is so upset with now is the fact that Jack Murphy is apparently a cuck. So that's it. That's the highest crime, okay? You cannot cuck or be cucked. Then they'll come after you. So, Geeks and Gamers and the Quartering, I guess I didn't know Geeks and Gamers were not fans of Tim Pool, but I guess we're finding out now that the pulp culture side of YouTube, conservative YouTube, and the kind of news and opinion side of conservative YouTube, they're at odds. Because like the whole Geeks and Gamers crew, they really don't like Tim Pool, and they really don't like Jack Murphy. Everyone's super upset at Jack Murphy. This inspires the Quartering last night to have a couple cervezas. I'm not entirely sure if the Quartering was intoxicated during this time, but the Quartering did what the Quartering does best, which is a whole bunch of rage tweeting late into the night. I would not have known that this even happened had it not been for the gracious work of Quartering Receipts, who of course took pictures and kept all the receipts. And what was the Quartering tweeting out, you say? Well, turns out the Quartering was tweeting out porn of Jack Murphy and his current fiancée on Twitter. I kid you not. The Quartering last night went on a revenge porn posting tirade. Yes. Posted tons of screenshots saying things like, hey, you've heard about the Jack Murphy, the cuck. Have you heard of Jack Murphy, the porn star? And posting a whole bunch of shit, which led to this moment that we find ourselves in now, where the Quartering is having a little back and forth with Jack. Jack has said, my fiance and I, the victims of a revenge porn scandal by sexual predator, the Quartering, a close associate of Sydney Watson. This was the host on The Blaze, and Elijah Schaefer, and others at The Blaze. I hate bringing attention to this, but this is sexual violence and beyond the pale. Glenn Beck, what do you say? God damn. God damn. This thing accelerated so quickly overnight. The Quartering says, Jack, are you seriously calling me a sexual predator? You know who my lawyer is, right? So I don't know how much further this is going to go. Let's check out if the Quartering's been tweeting through this. Dear Jack, at this point you need to stop going around threatening people. You have a platform, just fire up a video and own it. Remember to address the video of you talking about pissing on your girl after she fucked another guy though. Damn, Quartering. Any non-Jack Murphy topics you want covered today? Okay. Why are we ignoring relevant topics? This guy has made a killing thanks to the Timcast promos, preying on vulnerable men, and now that his con artistry has been rightly exposed, everyone wants to turn a blind eye. Not cool, just saying. I think I've covered it pretty extensively, and now I have to deal with people posting his hairy ass in my replies. I'm only a man, I'm not an alpha giga chad. Quartering, I think you want to get away from this one, because you did some fucked up shit. I mean, holy fuck, you went as far as posting a whole bunch of nude pictures of the two of them on your public Twitter account, and hey, you got away with it. I mean, your Twitter account's not taken down or anything. I would assume that is hugely against TOS, but you know, you're doing fine. Jack Murphy is now using his members to gather information on me and others. He's also attacking Sydney and Elijah. This guy posted revenge porn of my wife. That's a crime. He's incited violence against my wife. Sydney and Elijah have supported this and incited it. I need a room and people added if you're willing to help. I hate to drag people. I'm sorry, but you posted porn of me and my wife on Twitter. I'd probably fuck you up. This is punked stuff to me. You mean if I posted a screenshot of porno that you streamed publicly to earn money, you would get mad? That doesn't seem logical. All right, so here's where I guess we're at. The Quartering took the clips from a public stream. I guess they were doing a stream on a pornographic website of some kind, and so that is where he got the clips. I do not know in U.S. law, in these regions that they are in, if you have taken down your public broadcast of your sex acts and you have tried to make them private or whatever it is, if it is still illegal for other people to post them beyond like copyright infringement or something to that. I would think it was massively yikesy, and obviously it seems illegal in my mind, but I have no idea. I cannot speak to the precedent in this case. Revenge porn claim destroyed by, well, who but Jack himself. Okay, so Jack says, guys, there's more bad news coming out about me. I'm sorry, after I got canceled from my real life job and career, things were dark, we didn't have any money coming in, and there was no jobs at all. I was lost and desperate, so my fiance and I did cam porn at home. People paid us to fuck on the couch. We made thousands of dollars and had sex with each other. It is shameful, and I'm sorry that it is out there now, and I'm sorry that you have to deal with it. I understand if this is too much heat for you guys, but this is it. This is the final warning, my final test. I've grown and changed so much since then. It was 3 years ago, but now the hate trolls have dug it all up and are going ape shit with it. My deepest apologies to you for any problems this may cause. I am sorry. I still don't know if that gives you permission to post this publicly on your site. And also, this is really sad that this is the way Jack has to say this and word this to all of his fans, because this is obviously the way that they've come to understand these kind of issues. So that really sucks. But there's nothing shameful in what you did. You should not be ashamed of it. And also, the Quartering should not be trying to profit off this. Sorry, not profit off. It should not be trying to make posts and gain followers or retweets from something like this. The whole thing is wild. Absolutely wild. I mean, here's the biggest thing. If you didn't think this was a bad thing, Quartering, why did you delete the posts? My mom had a total meltdown and refused to allow me to drop off Christmas presents. Okay, that was that other part. So I think he's done with it. Oh no, he's posting videos about it. More than a couple reached out to me and asked me to extend some grace when it comes to Jack Murphy. I think that's fair to do, since I think I've said all that needs to be said here. Hope he finds his way. He's not the one, I guess, changing his behavior on this. If you don't have an issue, if you enjoy shoving a dildo up your ass like Jack Murphy does, I have an issue when you're shoving a dildo up your ass for tips on the internet via Chatterbait and then selling men, This Is How to Be a Man program for $99 a month. So fucking disgusting. Quartering just trying to shame him, like shame him across the board. And it sucks because like Jack Murphy, who's now built this entire, self-help regimen, This Is How to Be a Man, men are manly, grip strength kind of shit, is now finding that the conservative backlash against this is fierce because, yeah, they're not comfortable with sex workers. They want to shame sex workers. They think they're degenerates. That's basically what they're going with here. Bearing has done a video on it. Bearing.
Okay, we have something very funny to talk about today. And by the way, I'm sorry I've been gone for so long. I actually went down to Victoria for my dad's 70th birthday, and the amount of hoops I had to
Like there's not robots, it's the...
Oh, God.
Came back perfectly healthy, and then my Streisand effect. And if you don't know what the Streisand effect is, Wikipedia says the Streisand effect is a phenomenon that occurs when a dude or whatever. And he recently went on a podcast called You Are Here, I think, with Sydney Watson, who's a lovely Australian YouTuber, and this guy called Elijah Schaefer or something.
Who is Bearing? Bearing is old school. Bearing is like, Bearing's been around for a long time, but it's just like a really fucking douchebag, right-wing, avatar comment site.
And he had a potentially career-ending meltdown. Like, he just nuked himself. Now, I've got sugar tits here. Because this is the kind of story that you need to sort of explain to someone for the comedy, and she knows all about it so far, and so this is going to be like a storytelling event. So where do we start? So to build up suspense, right, I'm going to read you the headline of this article that this guy wrote in 2015. It's called Cultivating Erotic Energy from a Surprising Source. Now, sugar tits, what do you think that article is about? From a conservative guy who has like a man training course.
Okay, so he's going to read out the conservative article in its entirety.
This is just a super chat. Sydney Watson is just reading a super chat. Right? So they're called the...
Oh, this is it. Fuck, I remember. It's so wild. What a callback, because we went over the liminal order, like, I think 2 or 3 years ago, and it was fucking hilarious. That was such a fun time. Just reading about all his obsession with grip strength and all this kind of stuff. It's a private, secure network of 700 skilled professionals, successful business leaders, public figures, and future world changers. We help build each other healthy families, powerful physiques, and generational wealth. And if you want to survive and thrive amid the march of woke, join us, because your social network makes or breaks you, your family, and your nation. Like, this whole thing is really sad. It's just 100% you sold, and I guess you can consider this a grift because he's selling people an idea. I don't know if it included shaming sex workers. I don't know if he's ever done that. I would assume he probably tries to stray away from that, but who knows? He has a lot of conversations with a lot of different individuals, you know?
Liminal Order, right? Liminal Order membership options. The Liminal Order is a private, secure network of over 700 skilled professionals, successful business leaders, public figures, and future world changers. That all sounds pretty hard.
I don't know if it's worth $800 a year.
Well, hang on a sec. We help each other build healthy families, powerful physiques.
By the way, outside of what he's done recently, he still has like a ton of like obscenely yikes takes. Like, listen to this. He's not a good dude.
A mature, established 35-year-old man cannot have a healthy, productive, fruitful relationship with a woman 10 years younger than him.
I didn't say that. I just think...
You just said they were immature and they shouldn't be matched up.
22.
Okay, 22, 23, 24.
Look,
women mature way more.
To college.
Women mature way more quickly than men, dude.
That's
way more quickly.
It's preference.
At age 15, women, they're basically women already. Right? And it's like men hit their prime in their 30s.
35.
Why wouldn't a man in his prime latch on to a woman in her prime? Why not? That seems the most logical thing possible.
That's what's happened for millennia.
Millennia.
Older men would marry like 15-year-olds.
Moonlord, no. No, Moonlord. Oh, no. Oh, you see, the Greeks and the Romans did it all the time. Many of them would have many young concubine boys for their use and their pleasures, and it was considered completely socially acceptable.
And the societal,
It's creepy in
shame
this society.
around dating a younger woman is just jealousy.
Dating a 15-year-old dude if you're 35, no, that is objectively fucking gross. Come on.
It's jealousy. Because, as you said, every man in the world wants to date a 22-year-old woman.
According to OkCupid data.
According to OkCupid,
I don't know.
Your own two eyes, all of history, every piece of
But I'm
literature,
citing
every
this on
book you ever
purpose
saw.
because it's not your opinion. OkCupid actually tracked
No, I know.
all the messages.
Yeah.
And they found no matter how old a guy was, from even younger guys.
Why do you think that is?
Always mentioning 22-year-olds.
Why do you think that is?
22 is so different. Like, you know, at best, someone could be like, I guess that is just kind of strange because you wouldn't have enough to talk about. You'd have very different backgrounds. I don't know. I just find it kind of creepy or something like that. No, but 15, come on. Like, just no one on the other side of that argument.
I think evolution, like biological reasons.
Right, exactly right.
And what OkCupid found was that, very disgustingly, in my opinion, men are actually attracted to women much, much, much younger than that, but would not want to have a family with someone younger than that. So men choose 22 as the equilibrium between mental and physical maturity.
Why is that disgusting? There's nothing
Little kids.
wrong. Well, little kids, of course, dude.
Well, that's hyperbolic on my part.
Right,
Like,
but there's literally nothing wrong with seeing a woman of fertile age and thinking she is an attractive sexual partner.
Of fertile age, you fucking weirdos. What the fuck is happening right now? Of fertile age. Yes, have you had your first moon's blood? Yes, well then there's nothing wrong with me perhaps thinking that you are a desire.
But like acting on that with an 18-year-old woman is a completely different story. But there's nothing wrong with seeing an 18-year-old woman, and being like, oh, she's attractive. Of course she is. She's in the prime
I'm not
of her
talking
beauty.
about 18. OkCupid data said men want women younger than that.
Okay, well.
And that I find creepy.
Yeah, it is creepy.
Credit where credit is due. Rare win for Tim here.
Society has rules. Like,
it is creepy today, but guess what? It wasn't creepy until just recently.
What? Do you mean like in this conversation? Do you mean it wasn't creepy when you started it because you thought everyone would be on board and you'd have a little like, you know, fun time where everyone can talk about how it's okay to find like 15-year-olds attractive?
I don't know.
All of humanity, all of history, all of time.
I still think it was creepy.
Yeah.
I think a lot of past cultures did a lot of really creepy, gross stuff.
Anyways, so he's a huge asshole, but the shit that he's getting canceled for by the right, in my opinion, it's like he should have been canceled for a lot of other fucked up shit. Should have been canceled for that take. It's like that was before any of the scandals came out. The thing he's getting canceled for is cucking, and it's like it's not even the more yikesy articles that he had, which again were about like consensual rape with feminists or stuff like that. It's because he did a cuck. Like that's all it takes. Like they're so insecure that the idea of having a man whose woman had sex with another man consensually with all partners involved, interested in the act and enjoying the act as well, that is enough. Like that is so bad. It's going to destroy the fabric of society. Oh, he's already got a Ghislaine Maxwell found guilty. Wow, works so fucking fast. Jack Murphy hits rock bottom. All right.
All systems currently green.
10, 9, ignition sequence start. 6, 5.
There's nothing worse, no higher crime if you're a conservative than being a cuck. It is literally the worst thing you could be. You can even be a pedophile, apparently. Or I'm sorry, a febophile, or whatever you want to say. You can be that. That's fine. That's totally acceptable. But a cuck, I mean, come on. That's the highest crime.
4, 3, 2, 1. 0, all engine running.
No idea what the fuck I'm seeing.
Alpha Giga Chad Jack Murphy surfaced on the internet last night. Videos that he streamed, and by his own admission, made thousands of dollars off anonymous people on the internet, paying him to, I don't know, insert things into himself, to have fun with his fiance. A fine career choice for almost anyone, apparently. Apparently, it pays a lot of money, but it is a problem when you're a conservative alpha giga chad charging men $100 a month to teach them how to be a better man, and these videos of you sitting on silicone.
So the Quartering is basically the one behind this. He's the one, like, I don't think he's the one who discovered this, but I'm sure he's the one who found this in a Reddit thread and certainly popularized this to the point where now it's become yet another story because he tweeted out a whole bunch of pictures of it. And again, it's like he thinks this is another dig, and I guess it is in conservative circles. Like, they shame sex workers so much, they shame sex work so much that this is the ultimate crime. You know, not only is he a cuck, but he's also like, you know, a sex worker. The two worst things in the world.
Surface, and we have to see them. I had to see them. Many of you had to see them. We can
because you tweeted them, Jeremy. No one had to.
Not unsee them. But I believe the saga is finally wrapping up.
Oh yeah, no, he's 100% virtue signaling to his conservative audience. 100%. Are you kidding me? This entire thing just being like, apparently it was a really good career choice. Made a lot of money by shoving the dildo up his ass. I don't know, whatever, you know.
We'll get into the final chapter of Jack Murphy Goldman after this quick word from this video.
There's a sponsor? Who sponsors this shit?
Huge shout out to this video sponsor, Established Titles.
Oh, again, wow. I mean, who needs scruples, really?
To show you the things that I saw. But they are publicly available. They were streamed for free to people on the internet. And there are many of them. Now, conservative media is starting to pick up on the story, writing this article on the National File. A conservative influencer wrote about being then through a fit. First, I don't think anybody in the liminal order is a bad person. I don't think that, I would hope that Jack Murphy did intend and does intend to help men. I believe that. I hope that that's true. I can only say from the men that have reached out to me from the liminal order, and you know, that's the only experience I have. And they're usually disaffected people or people who quit. I like to believe that Jack does want to help men for $100 a month. If you provide a service, there's nothing wrong with charging money for it. The other thing...
Don't you think they should be canceled for that because they're hypocrites like evangelical Christians? Oh, I understand from the conservative logic at this point. Yeah, no, technically he is a grifter. Like, it's not something that, obviously, as a leftist, I would cancel him for. But yeah, as a conservative, especially if he's someone who espouses and sells people on the idea that, you know, you have to be part of this high order of men. We are going to become better, stronger, patriotic men and work together in tandem towards a traditional life. And the traditional life includes being married to a woman, you know, one man, one woman, Adam and Eve, all that kind of stuff. Like, if that is what you've been selling, then yes, 100%. It's I guess what would it come down to is his defense here, which technically is right, is that this happened like 10 years ago. And so this is like my past, and I'm trying to move past it. I do not feel this way anymore. These are not my beliefs. So it's whether or not you think it's worth, as a conservative who hates cucking this much, to forgive them. That's it. Is it like, well, can we forgive the fact that 10 years ago he committed the high crime of cuckery, in addition to being a sex worker? He has done both. So can we forgive him for that? Because he condemns those now, right? Like, it would be different if he was still actively doing these kind of things while at the same time condemning them and saying that they're degenerate.
I want to point out, so I guess first and foremost, I understand that people in the liminal order are in a tough spot. I would never ask you to tell people to leave a group or anything. That's not what I want. Also, Jack Murphy told me last night that people are going after his fiance. Now, do I believe he said this as a way to deflect? Yes, that's what I believe. But because I like to approach things on the internet with an abundance...
What a fucking scumbag. Jesus.
I've even done much in his own words. 2019.
And it's utterly bizarre because like everyone in this story is fucking atrocious. Every character.
We made thousands of dollars and had hookup sperm war. Wait, how do I do? I gotta put my headphones on for it. Hold on.
The sperm wars.
That's right, guys. I need help. I need someone to start a war.
That's what warranted the headphone. Oh, okay, cool. No, that was really worth it. I'm glad you got to be a part of that. You wouldn't want to have to push that button and then not hear it alongside the people who are yeah.
Appear to show conservative quote Giga Chad sitting on things. Again, I don't care about that.
I don't care, but I'm going to tweet it all out. I'm going to tweet out a whole photo set so all of you have to see the things that I have seen. What was the Reddit that the Quartering is obsessed with again? That he got caught with? Forced cream pie. Oh man. It like that would have been awkward had he performed any forced cream pie scenes. The Quartering would have had no control. I mean, he would have had to watch all of the videos for research, of course.
but your reaction to it.
Yeah, and so hold on. I know people are going to be like, wait, forced? I too thought it was just about sexual assault. Turns out it is reverse sexual assault. It is about men being forcibly ejaculating into women. So women getting themselves inseminated by men against their will. So it was wheels within wheels, you see. Yes, the Quartering got discovered on that in his search history.
Your literal academics assemble, call to a war room to collect information on people that are posting information, specifically.
Wasn't he crying the other day about how you were harassing him and slandering him, and here he is doing the thing that he supposedly hates? Oh, come on. Not only was he crying about that, he made an entire video about how apparently I wished death upon his family and I celebrated his COVID. Never watches the video at all. He just basically puts the video on screen so we can talk about it, and then just reads angry comments by people who, yes, sir, I'm sure there's people in the comments do not like the Quartering and were happy that he got COVID. And I said 3 times in that video, I hope no harm comes to you or your family. In fact, if anything, I hope you get them vaccinated because it'll help them recover quicker. I was very transparent about that, you know? I can hate conservatives. I don't wish the death penalty upon them. But yeah, no, it's what the Quartering does. And like, luckily, I think my channels are now a little bit more insulated from his mass attacks, but when he does these like videos on you, you'll notice that your videos will suddenly get like hundreds if not thousands of comments, hundreds if not thousands of downvotes, and in some cases your channel just randomly gets taken down. I cannot say whether or not that was directly because of one of the Quartering's response videos, but it has happened to 2 separate channels I've done. The first one I think was related to PewDiePie or Joe Rogan, one of those 2, but I think the second one, the Quartering definitely would have been in rotation there for those mass flag campaigns that get your whole channel shut down. Do you remember when he was searching for the Reddit pies? Yeah, that's what I was just talking about. He was searching for those forced cream pies. That's what he was. Well, that was in his search history. I don't know why that was in there. It could have been research. I mean, to be honest, there's any number of reasons why he may want to go to that site.
That's not okay, and it's not a good look. And you will not intimidate me. I removed some tweets basically because my own viewers were having enough problems with them showing up on their timelines, but as a courtesy to you. I know you're furiously DMCAing all those websites that host the videos. That's on you. You put that stuff out on the internet, bro. Like, you streamed it, you collected the money. I don't...
That's on you, but it's on you for tweeting it out yesterday. You see how that works, right? Like, I think there's a reason you deleted those tweets. I mean, if not, if you're completely in the clear, if you've debunked this entire fiasco, then why are the tweets gone? Why not just show everyone that you have no problem with putting it back out there?
Down upon cam work, not one bit. But you really...
He did that to the Cavernacle. He was demonetized. That's true. Demonetized after he did a video on the Quartering. That is also true. Yep, that is absolutely true. So everything, like, he's the biggest crybaby on the internet. Everything that he constantly complains about, this person is attacking me, this person is harassing me, this person has done 50 videos on me, and now I'm going to do 52 videos on Brie Larson this week, and all this other shit like that, right? All of his, machinations, or all of his conspiracy theories about all this kind of shit, this is what he does for a living. And he consistently does it to marginalized groups. That's why everyone on the other side of this hates the Quartering so much, is that he cry-bullies about it. He's like, why are people going after you specifically? Because it's you specifically who is doing all the damage. I'm not going after, like, black people. I'm not going after trans people. I'm not going after gay people, which is what the Quartering will do subtly through his, like, so I just want to talk about how She-Ra was basically made by a lesbian, and because She-Ra was made by a lesbian, her tits aren't huge, and I can't fuck her tits anymore, and that makes me very sad, and clearly there's a gay agenda. And also, we have to be scared about whether or not kids will be introduced to a potential lifestyle that has very high rates of suicide. Like, that wasn't even a bit. That's an amalgamation of actual things he said, actual videos he's done. So, like, that's the harm the Quartering does. That's the harm that he puts out into the world on a regular basis. And then when people go after him specifically, he thinks the whole thing is like, this is why I'm being harassed. This is why people are harassing me and trying to destroy my life, you know?
Gotta just take some time off the internet and stop making this work.
While I like the Serfs, I don't know if this counts as news. This is not news. If anyone has told you I'm news, they have misled you. I am an opinion piece. I am a comedian on the internet trying to brighten your day and hopefully educate you a little bit. That's what I do. This is not the news. Those are journalists out there who do the news. Okay, those are real journalists.
Worse, because Lord help you. If you start talking about lawsuits again, something happens to Elijah or Sydney, they're going to sue you too, I'm sure. It's going to be very expensive. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.
And again, this is him going up against a really large, prominent, famous conservative figure. So this person also has resources. This person has, let's say, lawyers. This person has a huge fan base of people who can help him do research. This person has a platform to be able to give his messaging to try and push back against the Quartering, stuff like that. When the Quartering goes after, say, women game journalists or feminine presenting or gaming journalists, they don't have that. They don't have that recourse, and in a lot of cases, they end up having to lock their Twitter accounts. And like I've seen, I've had like conversations with them. I don't want to name names, where they've directly told me that like it contributes to a huge amount of mental anxiety. Because of course you're getting these armies of people who, even if the Quartering doesn't tweet about you, he'll do a video about you. Your video will show that other person on the screen, so everyone knows where to find it on Twitter. And then because it happens to be someone who did an article on representation in games, or the lack of a greater female perspective or something like that, all of a sudden it's old school Gamergate shit. People just piling onto those content creators until they lock their accounts. Do you enjoy the Serfs but prefer not to have to use your eyeballs? Many are saying this. Well, we've got the solution for you. It's the Serf Times in podcast form. Available on most major podcasting networks now. If you enjoy it, please consider leaving a good review and feedback, because it really helps the show out, apparently, and it's free, just like the podcast.
To our gods, Xander Corvus and Peyton L. Just, we beseech thee to smite down our enemies. To our monarch, Tom Spiker, we are but your humble court jesters, here to amuse you. To our lords, Trevor R., we give thanks for this spit of land for us to eke out this meager existence. To our knights, Merid, Cheryl Alvarez, Ruby Kelly, Ellie Leslie, Alex P., Brandon, Words Greenwood, Nate, that one guy, Hagbird Celine, Matthew Scarborough, Stellar Vision, Ariane McCarthy, Daniel Sutton, Coulter Smith, Val 9000, Jenna Tall, Quiet 185, Anna Loves Riley, Omni, Riley and Anna, Poodlehawk, The Tim Caucus, Multi Mondi, Trevor Yanis, Lemmy 101, Anthropophojack, Cern 42, Catherine, Radical Maniac, Ramon Acosta, Nkosin, Violent Orchard, Sophie Baby, Political Puppy, Andreas Chiringuito, Zach Christensen, Josh Mickelson, Todd Buckingham, and Todd Lajeunesse. We raise our flag in a veil, and we salute you, our friends.